welcome to Tshaba Media, alright? Today we have a special teacher joining us, and guess what? She's also from South Africa. So everybody please give it up for Stefanie teacher! Thank you for joining me today. Honestly guys, she has the brightest smile you could ever see. Like honestly, when you see Stefanie teacher, you're just like, oh, warmth, it's sunshine. I'm so inspired by the way you just carry yourself at school. You know that, and I tell you this every time. Your smile, your brilliance, your warmth, it's tangible, okay? So I want us to share more with the viewers about your experience in teaching in South Korea, okay? So as we all know, these teacher interviews, they follow a certain format where we just ask 4 main questions, all right? So here we go. First one, why? Why are you a teacher?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that I like to be able to give kids, especially in Korea, like an opportunity to learn their English skills in a nice environment, and I like to be friendly, let them ask questions and everything, because as a kid when I was little, just raising your hand and asking questions all the time was kind of like, shh, do your thing. So
exactly, children were looked down upon. We were looked down upon for doing that.
Yeah,
we were either too chatty for doing that, right?
Yeah.
So you changing that in the classroom?
Yeah. I want to give kids, this is a safe area. You can make. I always tell them, you can make mistakes. You should make mistakes, and then they can feel like, oh.
All right. Next one. Why South Korea? Why?
Well, it was a new place when I first heard about it, for me at least. Like I don't know about K-pop or BTS or anything. So it was new and everything, and I had a friend that was here already. So I thought, let me give it a shot. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite daring. You are adventurous.
A little.
Why teach young learners? Do you teach young learners? What's the age group that you're teaching?
I have taught G1. I've also, in my previous place, was an academy. I have taught from teeny tiny people
to my goodness,
middle school to almost high school, but not really, just quick things. But I really like the G3s, G4s.
Okay.
Yeah, G3s, they're nice. They're spunky and they're like, teacher, what does this mean? They're a bit more. You can talk to them a bit more.
Yeah, and they respond. They understand what you're saying, and they're more curious, right? Wow. So that's your 10-year-olds to 13, 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lovely spot.
Yeah, a little younger is okay too. But not too young.
Not too young. Okay,
what's the energy?
What's the boundary when it comes to the young kids?
Not younger than first grade.
Not young. That's not teeny tiny. I'm thinking you say, okay, 3-year-olds. No, you mean first grade.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 7-year-olds. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Moving on to when. Okay. When did you start teaching?
I started teaching in, what was it? October 2016.
Highly experienced. That's a decade. This year.
Yes,
That's a decade of teaching, guys. Wow, amazing, truly amazing. And then the next question is connected to teaching certification abroad, like a TEFL certificate, right? Because we must remember that there are different qualifications. There's a teaching license, which is mandatory to teach in South African schools, and then there's a teaching English foreign language certificate, which is not mandatory, but it is helpful when you are teaching abroad in countries like South Korea. However, it is a prerequisite to have a degree to be able to teach in South Korea in particular. So let's talk about let's talk about your qualifications for teaching.
Well, so I came to Korea because I have a bachelor's degree in art, multimedia.
Wonderful.
So it's nice.
Yes.
4 years. So when I came to Korea, my friend who suggested that I should come and teach told me that the only thing you need is you have to be a native from a native English-speaking country,
Yes.
and you have to have like a bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Not 3-year diploma, which I did. So I thought I would give it a go.
Yeah.
I started out at academies. So this whole time I've been here, it had been academy. So I have that experience. That is where my teaching experience come from.
Wow, that's
Awesome.
amazing. When did you start preparing to teach in South Korea?
The year before I came.
So it took you an entire year?
Not exactly, but like to make the decision and then start the planning. I had a very nice recruiter. Unfortunately, she passed away later, but she was really nice. She like completed the process, told me exactly what to do, what I need, and all of this stuff. And then I just had to like pay for and then she made everything smooth and nice.
Wow. So
Yeah.
they are recruiters as well.
Yeah.
There are agents as well that can help with getting you a job to teach abroad or becoming ready to teach abroad. Now,
Yeah.
was this a South African agent or, okay, she was South African?
Yeah, she was South African.
Wow, amazing, amazing. And then how much time do you think it took from like the first document that you had to prepare?
Well, I remember she was. I mean, most of them are like you go quick. So I think the whole process took 3 months.
3 months,
Yeah.
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 That sounds
Maybe.
about right, yeah,
Yeah.
3 months.
3 or 4.
Yes,
Yeah.
because the police clearance certificate, it expires. It only has 6 months validity.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to apply for everything that you need within that period, all right? Okay, and now moving on to what? What does a day in your schedule look like?
So mostly I like to be prepared with everything. So like I try to get to class early or school early, and then make sure that I've got everything prepped. Go over the books that I have to teach that day.
Yeah.
Make sure I understand everything. If I have to research something, like what is a particular word meaning, and then I would check that I understand everything. Go through the topic or anything full in any extra information, and then I'd be ready for class, the whole day class. And then I'd go to class, do my classes, get back, break time, lunch time, and so on and so forth.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So in your day, do you have room to plan your lessons for the whole week or for the whole month? Or is it just you're in the classroom, you're teaching, there's no time for preparation?
Some days are fuller than others. Like Mondays, there's no break. It's just whoosh, there you go. But like from Tuesday and the rest, I have a few more free periods, and then I can do a little more planning, do a few things extra, be ready more.
Yes. So the reason why I'm asking about this is because people need to know that within your day, there is usually lesson planning time included. So they need to be able to check their contracts that what is my class time and what is my office time. On average, it's usually 40 hours a week. And out of those 40 hours, you will have your teaching or class time, and then you will also have your prep, your office-related time. So you need to ask your employer about that. It needs to be clear. You need to understand what kind of a timetable you're getting into. Because oftentimes, people don't ask about it, and then they come to these hagwons, and suddenly they have a back-to-back full day, every single day, and of course you're going to drown in all of that work. So you must ask your employer, what does a day in my schedule look like? Can I please have an example of my timetable, right? What is your teaching style? Are you more teacher-orientated or student-orientated? Is it fun-centered? Is it very strict? And textbook focused? What's your teaching style?
Again, it depends on the class, it depends on the students. So like some of my students, especially if I know it's gonna be, we have to cover this many pages or something, then it's more serious. But I always let them know, okay guys, have your highlighters ready or your pencils ready. These are the important parts in the book. I let them read, and then when we finish, I ask them, you know, if they have any words they don't understand. And then I explain to them, or one of the other students can help and say, teacher, I know the Korean. And then they will help with that and everything, or I write it on the board, tell them, okay, this is what it is, or use an example, and then, then afterwards we will do the workbook as an example. If there's some time left, I like to have at least like 5 minutes left. Then I would tell them, okay guys, this is the homework, and then they can use that time in class
to start.
to start, because a lot of the students have like, 4, 5, 6 academies that they go to, so they don't have time.
Exactly. What is your favorite part about your job?
I guess like when I'm teaching the kids, and if they don't know, funny enough, if they don't know something, my favorite part is when the kids tell me, teacher, I don't understand this. And they're like, teacher, what does this mean? Teacher, can you help me?
Wow.
Because, then I know that they're not afraid to ask the question.
Yes.
They want to understand, and, they want to make sure, and like when you tell them it's this or this, or, if they're like, teacher, is this the right answer? And I'm like, it's almost, you almost got it. And I explain, and then their eyes are like, and then
wow. So this means that you've built their confidence.
I try to.
Yes. Yeah, because you have to feel safe and empowered to express that you don't know something.
Yeah.
It's a vulnerable position to be in. But if kids feel like they can voice that and in front of other peers, then it really means you're doing a great job in class.
I hope so.
You really, really are. Wonderful. All right, and now let's move on to who. Who inspired you to teach abroad?
It was actually one of my best friends. He's from South Africa too, you know him.
Oh, Peter?
Yeah!
Yes! You know Peter!
He messaged me one day when I was in South Africa, like, hey, you want to teach in Korea? And I'm like, okay.
Wow, that is amazing!
Yeah.
And he was also inspired by his niece.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, wow. Okay, that's full circle, guys. Come on. And then, where do you go to find inspiration for your classes?
Well, I did in the beginning like look online and get some ideas, but the problem with that is they only give you like, it's like the the 5 facts every teacher should know kind of thing. So it's not very filling. So for me, my inspiration comes from hearing other teachers' experiences, seeing how they teach, or hearing their experiences, and also from the material that I have. If I know something extra, I know kids love a little bit of trivia, and what was the other thing? Oh yeah. So also again, I remember how it was for me in school. So I want to make it better than it was for me. So that they could have a nice environment. So if I see, for example, some of the kids really don't get this thing, then I would switch gears in a way to make it more interesting for them, or instead of just being, okay, this is the stuff, and I see they're like, then I would ask one of the students, do you understand it? And then they're like, oh yes, teacher. And then I'm like, okay, please explain to them what this is.
Exactly.
So I have like the little teachers in the class also helping me teach. And then if I find a way that works, or an explanation that works, I use it next time.
Wonderful. Who should consider teaching abroad?
That's a tricky one.
Let's say, should someone who recently graduated and has been unemployed for a few months back in South Africa, should they consider teaching abroad, even though they studied something totally different, a different field? It wasn't even education. Should they consider teaching abroad?
Well, it depends. I would say it depends on your personality. And also depends on what your past experiences are. Yeah, what kind of person you are. But I think one of the biggest things that might get you in class or outside of class is how well you handle different cultures.
Ooh.
You know, that's the big thing. If you keep having misunderstandings because you know you say one thing but they understand another, there's going to be a lot of hate clash, and you don't want that anywhere. You know, back home or yeah. So someone who's very very adaptive to culture and someone who really wants to teach and don't mind stumbling a bit every now and then.
So you need to be open-minded, right?
Yeah. I mean, don't give up on your beliefs. So you have to be open-minded but also strong-willed.
Ooh. Open-minded but strong-willed.
If that makes sense.
It totally does. No, I get it. It's like a person who does not like children should not be coming to a school to teach, honestly. Because those are the subjects that you're busy with all day, you know? So you're literally putting yourself in an uncomfortable position. And if you know you're not someone who's friendly, you're not someone who's a team player, then you're either taking this as an opportunity to develop that skill, but that means you're open-minded to growing that skill. But if you're not open to working together, if you're not open to learning about a new culture, then perhaps teaching abroad may not be for you. Now, we have made it to the end of our show. It's time to spill the tea. What is your worst experience while abroad? And only one experience, please.
Does it have to do? Should it have to do with teaching or not?
It doesn't have to do with teaching.
Okay. So one thing I will say, especially for South Africans, back home we lock our doors, right?
Yes.
So once actually, the first time I came to Korea, one of the nights. So when I came here, my boss at the time put me in quite literally a shoebox. And even the front door didn't have a keypad.
No.
I had to walk around with a little key.
Oh my goodness.
And the one night I forgot to lock my door. A drunk guy came in, like at midnight or something, because the place we were staying at so the bottom floor, it was the what's the English word? You know, the place where everybody goes to the bar and everything, you know? Yeah, so that the bar street basically.
Okay.
And above the bar street you have the hotels and you know, so on and so forth. So we were at the top of that building in one of the office tels because it's the cheapest. Our boss chose the cheapest staying.
Oh, come on, bosses, get it together!
So anyway, I'm like in my bed, next thing I hear my door being fumbled with and I'm like, did I lock it? And the guy came in and he like came in and luckily I was like dressed and everything, but I was sleeping and I'm like, who are you? I'm like down somewhere. I'm like,
not here, buddy.
I'm like, not in my bed, but you could like at the front you can lie down there. So I was lying down, I'm like typing, oh guys, there's someone here, it's so weird. And eventually he decided to get up and go outside and I walked over, took his shoes off, closed the door, locked the door, away.
That's trauma. No, that's a worst experience. No, that's different. That is a real worst experience.
Yeah, but I mean, thankfully nothing happened and I prayed so hard.
Thank God. Girl, you are a survivor.
Yeah.
I've never heard such. In South Korea, we always say that this is like the safest place. You don't have to worry about anything. But listen to this.
Exactly. My goodness.
From now on, my dear.
Yeah, lock your doors.
Lock your
In
doors, guys.
Yeah.
Just be safe. But at this point, what needs to change about teaching abroad? What needs to improve?
Well, it would be nicer if certain, so for example, a previous academy where I worked, I was under the impression that we would have you know, the books prepared and everything, and I just had to come in and teach. That's what they told me. But when I got there were no books. And they told me on day one, like, oh, you just have to make it up as you go along. You have experience, right? I'm like, no, didn't my recruiter tell you? Anyway, so I had to, you know, make lessons appear right there out of thin air, so which I tried. But yeah, like it would be nicer if they give you more preparation ahead of time. You know, a little more training, a little more openness, and just a little more knowing what your rights are, especially if, you know, because a lot of people, me included, I had to learn the hard way about certain things that were actually wrong that was happening.
Wow.
You know, like legal-wise stuff. And I didn't know. Only later did I learn, oh, this is what it is.
Sure.
So I would say what needs to improve is better like communication and better honesty.
Yes. Thank you so much, Stefanie, teacher. It's been a pleasure. Really, you're amazing.
Thank you.
So please say goodbye to everyone, and we will see you again next time on another episode. It's been great.